I learned three languages myself: English, Korean, and Chinese. And I'm pretty good at languages, I would say. And I've taught tens and thousands of students speak Korean, read Korean, unfold grammar in Korean, all of that. And here I just want to make a video. If I learn Korean from scratch all over again, I would follow these steps. So you're not always confused like, hey, Aina, do I start by listening practice? Do I go to that grammar, this resource? Like, all that is so confusing. I hope this roadmap also helps you because I have seen and figured out the easiest way. Because I had to experiment. I had to go through lots of trials and errors because I wanted to make something better, something easier for my students. So I tried this method, that method, all this to figure out what and how can I make this easier for my students? I don't want my students to struggle. I would rather go through it for my students so they can get a shortcut. Well, shortcut is usually the fun cut, right? The fun and something that your heart doesn't give up on. I think that's the really best way and also logical way too. Not like an emotional, hey, I want to learn this the one day and tomorrow I want to learn this and then like later things don't add up. You just get stuck and you have to go back to level 1, but you're like kind of learn level 4 stuff, but you're like the gap is real. Some students I meet, they're like an intermediate learner and I'm like, wait, but then you're missing this part of level 1, so we have to go back and forth a lot, right? So I don't want that hassle to happen to you, and I hope this video finds you in the perfect timing. Right? So here, if I learn Korean from scratch, this is what I would follow. So let's go through it. And for each step, I will also recommend you a resource that I have so you guys can easily know and understand, okay, I'm at this level. Let me go to that resource. Okay, so let's get started without further ado. It's just a blank page, stage 1 to 7. I don't want to give you like 1 to 20. I think that's too overwhelming. Nothing scary. I don't like that. I love simple. I love fun. I love it when students light up with the aha moments because I love giving you simplicity and fun. Okay, so let's get to it. Number 1, the very first step, as boring as it sounds, is to learn Hangul. Hangul is the alphabet of Korean language. When you learn English, didn't you have to learn apple, banana because that's the most logical way? Right? So I want you to not skip the foundation because later when you're forming sentences, when you're speaking Korean, if you don't know the alphabet, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna be like, wait, what is b again? Wait, how is it vowel that sound? Like the speaking gets all messed up and you don't know where the sound is coming from because the alphabet is not only reading Korean, it's the foundation. It's how you form any letters and make sentences and words. They're all formed with letters. And that's the pronunciation foundation too. Apple, banana, right? So, even when you're approaching Han Korean, please do not skip the foundation by learning the Korean alphabet. Good news is that you can learn how to read Hangul probably in 2 weeks. Learn to read, and it's probably the easiest language to read. I promise you that. Really. After learning 3 languages, the reading part, I can promise that it's the easiest one. Not grammar much, but I could make it easy. You know that that's my specialty. And if you're looking for resources for that, the first resource that I recommend, if you see all of my books here, I have so many books that I published, but the yellow one right here, this is a $7 book, such an easy, beginner friendly. It's called Korean 101, Read Korean Step by Step. When you have a chart, a resource, it just saves you time. But you can figure everything out on your own too, because I have a YouTube video that teaches you how to read Korean as well. But why I recommend this is when you have something that you can download and see the chart and just have somebody already break things down for you, it's a lot easier. because you don't have to search for it. I did the work for you. I don't want you to struggle. Yeah. So if that's you, you guys can check it all out in the description, or I'll have it in my website too. But the easiest way is in the description. Okay, so that's the self book, like a self study book that you guys can have for your first level of learning Hangul. But you're like, Aina, I already know how to read Korean. That was so easy. I got it done in 2 weeks. What's after that? Okay, let's talk about it. Let me get rid of this first. Wait, not this. Let's get rid of this. Okay, now the second step is, okay, I'm gonna say this to you. Grow your core vocab. I don't even know how many times I said this on YouTube, and I don't even know how many vocab videos I have. I think it's like my 80% of my videos on my YouTube is like grow your vocab, right? And I don't just yap about growing vocab. I teach you fun ways and silly and weird ways to remember the vocab too, because I don't want you to be like learning Korean right now and then 5 minutes later, what was the word again? I forgot everything I learned. I don't want that to happen. So on my YouTube channel, you probably have seen many of my vocab series where I go like for example, there is a sweet potato that's 고구마 in Korean. 고구마. And that sounds like, go grandma, go grandma, you're eating sweet potato, go grandma, go guma, go grandma. You see what I mean? Or like 물, that's water, or 풀, pool, water. I mean 물, so you'll see 물 in the pool. Making silly connections really help the brain. So I made lots of series like that. But anyways, going back to this, I'm like so ADHD right now, but grow your core vocab, because you know why? Many of you probably every day looks like this. What is this in Korean? What is this in Korean? What is this in Korean? Like, what is blank in Korean? If you're saying this daily, we have a vocab issue, not a grammar issue. Don't even blame on Korean grammar if you don't have minimum 500 words down. Yes? I'm gonna be harsh on you today because I'm like so energetic, and I love you because when you love someone, you give tough love too. So make sure you grow your vocab daily. What I suggest for you, if you have work, if you have busy schedule, 5 words a day for 365 days. That's daily. 5 words, we can do it, right? Like lipstick or like huge, like 5 words a day. And if you do it consistently every day, that's like about 1,800 words a year. It adds up. It really adds up. Can you please dedicate 10 minutes a day and grow your vocab so you're not always asking, what is this in Korean? What is that in Korean? Because that's where sentences start to form. You have words, and then you have another word and another word, and you put it all together, and that's your sentence. So make sure you have at least 500, hopefully 1,000 minimum, to form some kind of sentences, and you can do it. And if you're looking for resources for this level, I have an ultimate vocab power pack, which tens and thousands of students already have it. It's 1,300 words all in one place with pictures and audio and colors and charts and my voice recorded for each page. Everything that you need is right here, because I don't know if you saw this little word I wrote here. Do you see? Wait, not this. I wrote. Do you see the sentence right here? Books that don't feel like textbooks. I just didn't like textbooks growing up. By the way, I'm a former third grade teacher, but still, I don't like textbooks. I like colors. I like fun books. And I had to make my own books to recommend it to my students, because when I went to a bookstore to find any books that I want to recommend to my students, they all look black, white, and boring, and I just couldn't do it. My integrity didn't allow me to recommend all these books that's already out there to recommend to my students, because I personally didn't like it. Some people like it, But if you align with my type of books where you learn better with colors and pictures and charts and like you swipe and you zoom in and you're like, yes, the picture for hotel is that. Yes, it makes fonts are big. Like if that's your style, you're going to really enjoy my vocab pack and my books too. Okay? But if you like more traditional textbook style, my books are not for you. All right? Okay, so now you're like, okay, Aina, I have like about 1,000 words down. I know how to read Korean. What's next? The third one is learn. Wait, learn your go-to phrases. Go-to phrases are basically phrases that you can use without thinking. Automatically you're saying these phrases because you can go to it in your brain and like search and like you just say it. For example, thank you. That's 감사합니다. Hi. 안녕하세요. Give me some water. 물 주세요. Excuse me. 저기요. Like those are go-to phrases you don't want to look up on ChatGPT. You don't want to look it up anywhere. You want it right here because okay, you're learning Korean. You're learning to read Korean, but like core vocab, that's all good. But later, you're gonna go to Korea. You're gonna encounter a Korean person. You have a situation where you have to speak Korean, but you're not there yet to make sentences yet. But you wanna have that like go to phrases, just 300 of them. Like about 300 is like a perfect go to phrases that you just wanna pull as a beginner. Right? So you gotta kind of get this down. So you're not just like learning the alphabet forever. I want the mouth to start feeling it, to move it, to feel like I could speak Korean. I am learning Korean. Like watch me. I can order like say give me some water. All of that coming from your go-to phrases. Not forming sentences yet, but you could easily memorize this because we use it daily. We use this like every day. We encounter it. So if that's you right now, you're like, "Ooh, I need to learn my go-to phrases." I recommend the blue book that I have. It's called Speak Korean Anywhere. I put together about 280 essential phrases that you guys need every day. Whether you're at the airport, cafe, restaurant, with your friends, at work, taxi, you name it. Just important phrases. I picked it out, and each chapter will come with my video because I wanted to pronounce each phrase for you so you guys can check out Speak Korean Anywhere. That's called that because you can speak Korean anywhere. It's my personal favorite book. So you guys can check that out if you're at level 3 of it. That's the order that I would go for it too because logical, it's easy, it's fun. And another one, the fourth step is understand sentence structure. Like, do not form the sentence yet, but you gotta know where things belong. Where? Like, where do the nouns go? Verbs go, adverbs, adjectives. Like, what do I do? Why do we skip the nouns? All of these questions will be answered when you are starting like to make sentences in Korean, right? So that's when you really have to understand the structure, the skeleton of how Korean sentences work. And of course, later you figure out the structure and now you start to plug it into the chart. By the way, I have this really good sentence making video on YouTube using the chart that I created so you guys can know exactly what we have for the sentence structure. So please find that. It's a suave chart that I created and it's been helping so many of you. Okay, so that's that. And if you're looking for a course to help you understand how to make sentences in present tense, past tense, future tense, particles, like 은는, 이가, 을를, 에서, like all these, we have a course called Sentence Freedom. So that's another course I recommend if you're at this level. Again, it's called Sentence Freedom and it looks something like this. Okay? Green and then yellow, lots of charts and suave and conjugation of your verbs. And number 5, After you learn that, of course, natural flow is learn verb conjugation. As I just mentioned, present tense, past tense, future tense, that's your verb conjugation. So you're not like left with I go to school. But how do I say I went to school? What about I will go to school? All of that will be your natural rhythm after number 4, the sentence structure. But now you're like, okay, Aina, I learned all of those 1 to 5. Where do I go next? Number 6, I would learn some particles. I mean, people sometimes say particles are monsters because they are intimidating in the beginning because some of them don't exist in English. Like subject marker, topic marker, object marker. They're like, okay. I cannot grasp the concept because it's just not familiar. But later, people called it. I saw a comment. It was so sweet. It was like a cookie or like as like some kind of sweet thing to learn, cookie to the brain or something. Because it gets fun after you start to understand and familiarize these particles in Korean. It really is. And I tell my students this after you get familiarized with all these particles, you don't just learn it in one day, but you really have to use your intuition many times because you practice Korean enough to know where the particles go. Do you know what I mean? So it gets really fun, in my opinion. And I, of course, teach all about step number 4, 5, 6 in my course called Sentence Freedom. And here's my last thing that I want to recommend. If you already know particles, verb conjugation, sentence structure, then go to patterns. Start learning the patterns that you could form sentences with. Like, I have to verb. I have to cook. I have to film. I have to study. Or in English, you know the pattern don't verb. Don't dance. Don't eat. Don't don't run, you know? So those are called patterns. I have them right here. Do you see it? If you've been around my channel, you've seen my pattern videos where you will see a pattern flashcard, and then all you need to do is to plug in your nouns and your verbs to make any sentences in Korean. So that's what I would recommend. Not like 10 patterns, but really you should have at least like 100 in order for you to express yourself fluently because that's the goal. You don't want to be stuck with thank you and hi and I want this, but eventually you want to express yourself in Korean. And that's when patterns come into your learning journey and help you be more flexible with what you want to say. So that's what I recommend. And if you're like, "Hey Aina, I think I got down to all of this. Like I know how to read, conjugate, pattern, particle, all of that." Then maybe you got to really get smooth with your speech by doing lots of shadowing. Maybe that's the next step, right? Because shadowing will make you even more native because you can pick up the intonation, the rhythm, and the smoothness, like smooth like butter, right? All of that. So I hope you guys found these helpful because I want you guys to take the best and shortest possible cut and fun and logical way to learn Korean. So you're not always going back and forth and have big gaps in between your learning. I want to fill that gap for you so you can have a strong foundation, so you can move up this learning curve in a exciting way that makes sense. So you're like building and getting stronger each level. Do you know what I mean? Did I explain it right? I got so excited as I was like thinking about these levels and you improving your way through it all. Okay? So hope you guys all enjoyed this logical steps and you guys can browse any resources here. Hold on one second. And if you want to learn how to make sentences in Korean and see the big picture of where things go, watch this video next. And I'll see you next time. And I love you so much. And thank you always for trusting me to help you learn Korean. Okay? 안녕!